Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, good morning there. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Oh, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. You know, the Lord was showing me this. It's very interesting. And this ecstasy is a byproduct of one's relationship with the Lord. It's a byproduct. So, a mistake is to just think it's all about ecstasy. Then it's like you're a prostitute. You know how, or people, they go and have this superficial sex. They go just to get ecstatic and have the thing, and they forget about the relationship. It's between, and it's very superficial. So you don't want that. This is the byproduct of this intimate dealings and sweet dealings with God. This relationship. See, and then that ecstasy is the byproduct. Don't get into the byproduct, because if you do that, then you get into you'll just lose the relationship, and then it'll dry up anyway. It's superficial. It's like people, they just want to have sex, just to have the ecstasy of the sex, and they forget about the relationship. It's so funny. Same thing with God. See, that's why I love this. It's just about this learning. It's like, the guy with the peacock feather is my instructor. And Radha, Radha and Krishna instructors. How do you learn this stuff? You don't understand it. They think, like people, they will look at what we're doing. They think it's all about just being ecstatic. And maybe for some people here it is sometimes. But that's what it comes down. The Lord starts teaching you that, hey man, it's about relationship, and this is a byproduct. Don't get into the byproduct, and then you start to look how ecstatic I am. Well, that'll come. But the relationship, it's interdependent on that, yeah. So it's interesting, huh? Trippy, man. I come here to learn, man. This is school. This is a great school, man. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. News from Goloka today. Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. So people shouldn't look over here and say, "Boy, I wish I had that ecstasy." You should say, "I wish I had those intimate dealings with God." And that's the better, the deeper thing. The ecstasy comes along with it. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Another deeper explanation on how seek the kingdom of God and all else is added unto it. The kingdom of God is this intimate dealings, with the Lord. It's a relationship. It's amazing. Everything's about relationship. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Yeah, and the opposite is true. People's intimate dealings with Maya is what causes their more fear and more restriction, the lower energies, control, manipulation, speculations. All of that stuff is because of dealings with illusory potency, intimacy with it. It's strange, man. That's why this is a better deal, man. See, everything. Your intelligence is because of this intimate relationship with the Transcendental Lord. See, and so even your intelligence increases, your logic, your happiness, because the ecstasy is your actual happiness. So that's why I see we're on the edge here, on the go this way or that way. So if you're more in restriction and more unhappiness and negative feelings, it's your dealings with Maya. Even positive feeling, people are on this positive trip. It's superficial. It's false. It may feel better a little bit because it's good for the body, positive thing, but it's still illusion. Okay? I always seen these positive thinkers. I always look at them and see something that looks really superficial and false about it. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I have to have this transcendental, because that's our soul. See, awaken the soul relation, soul level. stuff, not material dualities. See, it's all material. Goodness, passion. See, goodness and passion, ignorance. It's all it is. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Srimad Bhagavatam 1, 2. Let's see here. Oh Lord Sri, Srimad Bhagavatam, verse number 1 again. Oh my Lord Sri Krishna, son of Vasudeva. Oh, all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I meditate upon Lord Krishna, because he is the absolute truth. Because he is the absolute truth. And the primeval cause. And the primeval cause of all primeval cause of the creation, sustenance, and destruction of the manifested universes. Yeah. See, creation, maintenance of the manifested universes. So I meditate on Sri Krishna, the original cause. People are they do this thing. They're meditating on the manifested universes. See, this is the problem. See, so you're in the effect instead of the cause, the primeval cause. See, this is the thing. We've got to get absorbed in the primeval cause. That's what Bhagavatam's about. See, they're looking at the material manifested universes and all its effects. Okay? And they get lost. See, you lose your way. Okay? We're lost in this Maya. We're looking at this thing and that thing, and these are all the manifestations that come from the primeval cause. He is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes of the creation, sustenance, and destruction of the manifested universes. You notice how people, they look at the destruction. Right now is a good time to look at this. See how people are looking at the destruction instead of the primeval cause. Where the pieces. Oh, look, the universe is being destroyed. Everybody's jobs are being destroyed. This is all being destroyed. See, we're looking at that. And what happens? Feel unhappy, right? Not feeling very good. People's bodies being destroyed, the what do you call genocides. See, it's all manifest and it's being destroyed. Yeah, looking at all this stuff. Ooh. That's why it's depressing, isn't it? And very depressing that to look at the destruction. That's why in Sodom and Gomorrah, the angel said, don't look at the destruction. Go and look where you're going. You're going this way. Okay? And who turned back? The wife. Became a pillar of salt. What that means, I'm not sure. Never, maybe God will give me the revelation someday at the appropriate time. Rebecca, yeah, yeah. So anyway, that's it, and it was destroyed with sulfur and brimstone. So that shows you the Lord uses the demons to destroy. They got to be. I mean, this if the Lord is the primeval cause, He's using everybody and everything. That's why the Uttama Adhikari says everybody is a servant of the Lord. See, that's why the demigods, they're still meditating. They're kind of doing both. Kind of they're mixed bags. A lot of demigod types here in the world. They believe in God. They're Christians and Muslims and sincere. I mean, not hypocritical really. They they believe in the Lord. But not. They still fighting this thing. They don't see that that it's part of the Lord's will. These things are going on. But anyway, that's the Lord uses them too to cause this friction. Everything is being used. I mean, we are just like they have that picture in the Bhagavatam where the people are just the puppets of the demigods. But on the ultimate idea is we're kind of like servants of that absolute eternal Lord, not just the demigods. Devotees are used by the Lord for the Lord's will. See, they're meditating on that primeval cause, and the Lord shows them His will, His transcendental will. Much better deal, much more fun, man. Great way to live. It's just a lot more happiness in that. That's why devotees are ecstatic. People don't understand, they think, oh, you shouldn't. And one guy says, oh, it's not right. You shouldn't do your sadhana practice in front of the camera. Well, it's not like we're doing a sadhana practice. We're just relating to God. That's basically, we're already got God. I mean, this is the thing. The symptom of that is the ecstatic love. And another symptom is the uncommon Krishna conscious or God conscious revelation. These are symptoms. Uncommon logic, clarity. See, these are symptoms of this relationship. So, and the person saying, well, you shouldn't be doing, you're still trying to attain that position. See, it's already attained here. So we're here to exhibit that Satchidananda manifestation in this world. So this is the darshan. People, what do you think you do? You go to the temple to see God, right? Isn't that the idea? You go to see God, but you just go see, but you don't really see Him. You more really see Him here because you see His manifestation of the Ananda, because God is ecstatic. And you see His chit, understanding, knowledge here in this sangha. That's because it's rare, Otherwise, you go into the temples. That's why you see these people that go to the temples and they see the deity, but don't really see Him because they don't see the ecstasy of the deity. They don't see the knowledge of the deity. It doesn't come from the deity's mouth. You don't hear nothing. So then they come here where they really see it, and then they also don't see it. But they got a better chance because they are actually seeing it. That's why it says the devotees purify just by being seen. Because you go to and you see the deity, it's purified slower. You see that point? Krishna himself said that. My deity purifies after a long time. My devotees purify just by being seen. Because you see them and you hear them. You hear real knowledge. You may not like it because you've been speculating all your life. You may not like what you've seen because you don't have emotions like this, and not even your gurus have emotions like this. So your role models are not this good. That's why we do better with new people, because the role models of these followers, their gurus, don't show the real role of Satchidananda in this world. They don't represent Radha and Krishna. You're not really. Even the deity doesn't really fully represent. He's just standing there. Where's the ecstasy of the deity? Oh, well, it's just, I don't know. Where's the knowledge of the deity? You don't hear it, right? And so therefore you go to the book to read it, and you're speculating all over the place because you've never been purified by the word emanating from the mouth of the deity, which is the divine medium of the real guru. If they're real, they got substance. Man, it'll bust your illusions. That's why gurus don't come here. They don't want to lose their illusion that they're actually going to deliver their disciples. Who would want to do that? They got a good thing going, don't they? They got the money they need, to go fly all around, give their classes, and sit on those high seats with a nice big stick, and get their oh, Gurudev, oh, please deliver me, Gurudev. Let me dump a bunch of my karma on you that you cannot dissolve because you got no ecstatic devotion. But here, let me throw up on you, and you just hold it there as a lesson. Until you run away. You know what Jesus said about these kinds of persons, these Pharisees, these Brahmins, these sannyasi, these gurus of contemporary days. You know what he said? He said they're hirelings. They're just rented gurus. They run away at a certain, they cannot deliver. They'll run away because they get heaped up so much of the disciples' karma, they can't stand it anymore. How many of those are already done that? Where they keep a distance. That's why they don't give initiation, but after 5 years, they don't want all that. They rather the people hopefully go away. Could you imagine waiting 5 years to get Harinam initiation? In other words, you don't get it. Harinam means, they're just, you when you have a real guru, you just listen to the name from that guru. There's no formalities needed, right? What is the formality? You hear the name from a person who chants in ecstasy, there you go, man. You get the eager. If you got any brain in your head, if you really want God, you look at it, wow, man, this person's got God. Look at that relation. Oh, I want this too. There you go, Raganuga, right off the bat. But no, no, with formalities, 5 years, because you're going to hear a bunch of empty chanting for 5 friggin' years, and then you're going to get a formal initiation with a banana and a fire and a thread, and means basically it's just material. You come here, you get more and more increased desire to hear about the Lord. Isn't that what it's all about? Isn't it about like coming here and like, wow, I want to hear more about God, the truth, the one, the primeval source? Isn't that why I'm here for that? What are you guys here for that? Are you here to hear about the primeval source, or you want to hear just about, the world and worldly things, or speculations, or lies? How about hypocrisy? You want to hear about hypocrisy? You want to hear about gurus? And how that they can deliver you, which they can't. You want to hear that hypocritical preaching? Or you want to at least get it distinguished out so you can look over at the primeval Lord from a real guru who speaks the truth as it is, and bust all these illusions that worshiping hypocrites is going to get you to Goloka Vrindavan. How is it going to get you there? I mean, I'm just thinking out loud. Maybe, people, they are even in religion, they got cognitive dissonance, because this would make them very uncomfortable to hear these kinds of things. What? You're questioning my gurus? You're darn right, and you should be too. Just like in the world, you should be questioning these authorities. You should ask questions, but they don't want you to. See, that's what Maya. You've been listening to Maya too long. So maybe those who are in that mood, though, I think I've listened to Maya too long because this ain't working. See, well, maybe you're ready for this because this works. You want a relationship with God? It works. We've proven it. This formula is the prototype. We have successes here. Success means successor. Yeah, you prove that you want to be a successor, but prove that you bring people to the next stage. Just like he brought people from being just wanton animals in the world to following rules and regulations and worshiping Krishna on that level. Now that's a miracle. Now the next miracle is to bring those people or anybody else to the level of ecstatic worship. That's successor now. That's the goalpost. If you can't reach it, you're just a maintainer. What is that? It ain't nothing. You can train a monkey to follow rules and regulations, right? You want to just remain a monkey? Or you want to be a Hanuman? You want to be a He-Man? He-woman? He-woman. That's that word. He-woman. That's God. Lord Chaitanya, he was a he-woman. He isn't fun. They got he-man, but actually the better word is he-woman. Any he-women around? He-women around? Yeah. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations. See, directly. So the Lord is directly. See, he knows his Maya, and he knows, this is my answer. For years, I've been waiting for this answer. Thank you, Lord. See, he just naturally knows he's got this Maya, the shadow. See, he's directly conscious of his transcendental potency. Directly. That's a direct connection. See, indirectly conscious. See, indirectly. So most people are just lost in the indirect consciousness of the shadow, and they think that's real. See, they're illusion. That's called illusion. The Lord ain't illusion. He sees, oh yeah, that's my shadow. I don't like to look at it so much. Maybe if I'm preaching, maybe I send the guru, then I get him to, make a distinction between light and dark. You ever heard that? How do you know the light unless you see the darkness? It's sort of like that. But this is darkness on this level is all the way down, the material light and dark. That most people can't see. That's why our classes are hard to get. That's why people have a hard time figuring out what we're doing here, because we don't just distinguish good and evil. We distinguish good and evil as darkness. Now, who is doing that? Not even these gurus can do that. See, the Lord is directly and indirectly. See, so yeah, this is my indirect potency. Even the light of the world here in this world is darkness to the Lord. And that's the platform of our preaching. That's why it's hard to get. Where's good? What's he talking about? Yeah, well, we're talking about the real light. The real light is conclusive truth, man. The chit manifestation of God. That's what you get here. That you get the real Bhagavatam. The real Bhagavatam is the chit manifestation of the Lord. Chaitanya Charitamrita and the Krishna's pastimes is the direct manifestation of director. Director. That's where the director is of this whole play, the big one, the director. Yeah. So most people are in the indirect conscious. They're indirectly. They're looking at they're looking indirectly, not directly. Directly is to look at the spiritual potency. Looking at the material potency and believing in that, propagating that as the ultimate truth and everything is indirectly looking at God. You're not directly looking at him. See, when you're directly looking, that's why you need to hear the Bhagavatam from a person that is directly seeing it and where they're involved, just like I was mentioning about the chanting. They're chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, man, and it's about their relationship with the Lord. And the ecstasy comes from that. They're relating. The same thing, a devotee who's reading Bhagavatam or chanting these verses, meditating on the direct manifestation of the Lord. See, and then they're giving you the direct understanding of these verses. The direct, not indirect, not speculation from inexperienced sannyasis and gurus and brahmins. See, there, if you're still in goodness, you're a good rule follower and you're regulated and you're a good person, good guru, nice, sort of humble, but not really before the direct manifestation of God, which you don't understand. See, that's not good enough. You're still in the indirect manifestation, and that's the problem now. If those who are ready for deliverance, they come to the real guru who gives you the direct manifestation of God, direct sight of the Lord, direct, straight in, through the modes of nature, just cut through the mustard, all the way through the Goloka, the real spiritual world. See? Cutting through all the Maya, not glorifying the mode of goodness. No, poo-pooing it like we do, which most people don't like. Why are you poo-pooing the mode of goodness? Because it's poo-poo in front of the eyes of my Lord. Didn't St. Paul preach that? He said in his own words, filthy rags, I say, it's just poo-poo in front. Enough to poo-poo, people go poo-poo it. Yeah, it's poo-poo, No, it's all poo-poo in this world. Even liberation, it's poo-poo. People know, liberation, salvation. It's poo-poo, man. This intimacy that's where it's at, man. Snap out of it. So, by him, okay, it is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge unto the heart of Brahmaji. See, and that's, if you get that benediction from a real guru now, that's the way it'll be for you. You'll be looking at these scriptures, you'll be looking at that mantra, man, meditating on it, chanting, tasting it, everything. And the Lord will impart this knowledge into your heart also, just like he does with a real guru. See, like that. See, and then you're part of the club, man. You're part of the who's who amongst liberated souls, Brahma, all these things. You're part of them because that's what they do. That's what they get. They get it like that. Okay? They get Vedic knowledge imparted in the heart. That's why just by study, it's not enough. You have this relationship with the Lord where he whispers sweet somethings in your ears and not sweet nothings. Where you look at the thing, all you get is a bunch of memorization. What's the difference between that kind of study and what they teach you in school? Well, it's a little bit better, but still, it's the same principle, man. Study, memorization, and then you think you know, and you get a big false ego. No, study, revelation, and then sharing that because it's so wonderful to meditate and share the truth with your brothers and sisters and liberate them once and for all. See, once and for all time. See, you come here, it's a once and for all trip, man. See? Once and just one more time and for all time. It's a one-way trip to the spiritual world where you're never coming back unless you just want to think, hey man, I want to preach, but I want to come and join Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan party, which is here actually. This is his extension university. You ever seen a satellite university? Satellite, we go and revolve around the sun of Lord Chaitanya. Notice you don't hear any preaching here about anything else, do you? Around the sun of what he loved and who he is and what he is. We're a satellite university for that. Just revolving around there. See? It is he who first imparted the Vedic knowledge into the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. Original. See, the original living being. And see, we're not originals. You notice we just become copies upon copies upon copies every lifetime because we don't know who we are. It's just you'll see there's a Lalita here in this body, and then in the next life it'll be another copy. But it's not really real, it's just copies. See? So Brahma was the original living entity. See, it all came from him. And so he became really original when his soul was awakened. See, this is now he's original. Now he's in origin. See, the origin. What do you think it's about for us? What do you think happens here? You know, people's relationship with God awakens here. Your taste, right? Your kind of taste for that relationship. Okay? You ever hear about that? Like, I have a taste for this and a taste for that. Well, everybody has a taste for their relationship with God. It's very unique, very wonderful, and very eternal. Very, very eternal. A taste, higher taste, really high, man. Gets you even. I see it's higher taste. What do you think? It's just not literal? Yeah, a high taste, man. You get it very high, very ecstatic. Original, you come to your original form, who you actually are, man. You become now you can play with immortals, man. Can you imagine this? You see this in the movie. They have all these immortals like Zeus and all that stuff, and it's an exclusive club. You're not part of it, man. You're down here. You're just one of these mortals down here. Okay? This is like a club like this. You become part of the exclusive club of immortals. Really, truly, you Narada Muni, all these things you can communicate with. You can part of them. But why? Because you have the same relation type. He has his, you have yours, and it's an immortal relationship. It's wonderful. You know, he gets revelation and shares it with others. You get revelation and share it with the world. See, you're part of the eternal family of God. Jesus, right? Wasn't that Jesus? Why would you be any different than with being around Jesus? This is why they're all immortals, man. They all know the Lord intimately in their own unique relationship. That's what it's all about, man. To the direct sight of the Lord. That's what it is to really see. Otherwise, you're blind, more or less blind. Can your guru take you out of blindness? That should be the question. To be or not to be blind, that is the question. Just thought I'd throw that in. Yeah. The original living being, by him, even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion. See, by him. How? Do you think, I would think, wouldn't you think that is really an incompassionate Lord? He places people in illusion. What kind of God is that to worship? I mean, I think, why should I worship you? You place people in illusion. But it's by free choice. Why? They're looking at the indirect manifestation. Automatically, the result is, it's just, 1 and 1 equals 2. I look at the illusion, I become illusioned. See? And it's the Lord, it's his potency, it's his shadow. You can't say it's not him, right? But, we have free choice to look at it. And even now, I'm preaching here. People can watch the videos. You can choose to why I'm even opening my mouth is to relish this and also to share this truth with my brothers and sisters, because you could have the choice to look at the direct vision of the Lord, which you get here, and we prove it every day. Direct perception, you can look at his transcendental potency, and you can get purified, and you can begin to experience that for yourself. Have your soul awakened. And then you're looking at the Lord in your personal relationship with Him. And you'll have all those ecstatic feelings to boot. Instead of all this fear and negativities and limitations, and then desire to control. That's the best you get in these groups. You get a desire to control. Wow, I can control my below down there. I can control this. I can control my belly. I control. The best thing you can get is that control. We got a better deal. The best thing you can do here is to control God, because you get your soul awakened and He wants to communicate with you. Don't you know God loves you? He's just waiting for you to love Him. Have some mutuality here. He doesn't like to just play alone. Who likes to play alone? Do you like to play alone? Don't you like to go to a movie with somebody? And don't you like to eat with somebody? Friends? Don't you like friends? Well, how about with God and his intimates? Those who have soul relationships. This is what we're doing. We're here to train people. You want a soul relationship? You want soul food? You want to have soul in your step now, soul in your preaching. You want to awaken souls, that kind of stuff. Well, that's kind of what we do over here. Yeah. You want to give a class that is fantastic. You can do it. Everybody can do it here. You come here. That's what it's all about. You're here. I'm here to make you better than me, better than my expression here. The Father, is always happy to see his sons and daughters be better. Yeah, it's win here. You think win-win here? No, it's win and more than win here. I've already won. I'd like to see you more than win. Win better, win higher, win deeper. Yeah. Save the world even more. Make more disciples. More intimacy, more ecstasy. Just blanket the whole universe with it. Wipe out the illusion. Yes, it's kind of what we do here. Gods are placed in illusion, and the demons are just simply by looking at the Lord's Maya. So that's why the Lord comes. That's why we're here. But we've gotten the mercy and disciplic line. This is what everybody needs to know. Just come in the line. I came in, got this knowledge. It's amazing. Can you still hear me, or are we real frozen? Oops. Okay, so we need to do this here. It's starting to act a little weird here. Okay, we're back, sort of. If it gets a little weird, Can you hear me? Shake your head. Yes? Okay. Yeah. Forgot what I said, but I was saying. Go on. Yeah. Yeah, coming in the line. And that's what it's really about. People just, if they want this kind of freedom, this kind of intelligence, this kind of ecstatic feelings, all they have to do is come in the line. Here, the real line. Everything has been pretty much more or less practice. You come to these gurus and teachers, and you're practicing. The guru is practicing, and the followers are practicing. They're not really real yet. They're kind of wannabes, and they're trying to figure it out. Here, it's it's been being figured out. I mean, really figured out fast. You're figuring out your relationship really quickly with God, very fast. Even in this life, you can have that. There, you're figuring it out after lifetimes. That's why you see, prema means okay. Now you figure it out. You're doing devotional service with ecstasy. Okay, now you're really figuring out your relationship. See, and and um, and it's to figure it out is going to take more and more lifetimes because you've got the teachers who haven't figured it out. Not even they haven't figured out that they got a soul and their soul is ecstatic. They're not doing devotional service on the level of ecstasy. So you're a follower. You haven't figured it out either because you're following that. When you're figuring it out is you're convinced to come here. Now you're starting to figure it out, and you'll see by your own experience. It won't be like 10 you in those groups. It'll be 10, 20, 30, 40 years, and really didn't make much progress. Maybe you become more of a Brahmin and you memorized a lot of verses. See? Come here, you start to feel God, you start to encounter the Lord, you start to have his spiritual experiences. Of course, if that's what you want. Of course, if you're really kind of dedicated. A lot of people, they spend 10, 20 years here, but they're still, I don't know, I kind of like this and I kind of like that out there. I don't know if I quite believe in this, but I'm kind of lonely and it's nice to have friends. Okay, you're still going to get there, but it'll take you a little longer because a lot of people say, well, why aren't some of your students far? Well, some people come here and they really want Krishna. I mean, they know why they're here and they go quick, or a continuation. Some people, their heart, I don't know, maybe I want to merge with this and that, and I don't know, maybe it's good here. So it takes a while. So it doesn't matter. You are some of these people here that are more like this. Maybe in another life they were a little bit. I don't know. Doesn't matter. You're on the train, man. This train is going to Goloka. Just hold on, whether you're in the caboose or you're in the middle or you're in the front. You're on the same train, man. Connected to the real line. We'll pull you right there. I don't care if you're in the caboose. You're going, man. This path is powerful like that. So if you really want to figure out your relationship with Radha and Krishna or Jesus Christ or Allah, come here. We can handle everybody, because this gopi mood of the real guru in our line, which is conjugal line. They can handle everybody. I can handle food service workers here. And give me an Allah guy. I'll study the Quran and I'll tell him the essence of it more than he can know in 50 years of studies. Give me any book. Give me a philosophy of Plato. I'll look at it and the Lord will show me. He's inside of Plato. He's looking at everybody. The Lord that I'm connected with knows every being in this world. He can give me information on anything. Buddhism, let me look at a Buddhist saying. I'll complete it because the Lord, this is what you want, that kind of access to this supercomputer called God. He's not only a computer, he's got feelings too. You want access to those feelings. That's the best part. It's both. It's wonderful. Everything about the Transcendental Lord, his direct manifestation is fantastic. Yeah. We're just here to get people interested in you really want to move fast? Come here. You want to move slow? Well, stay over in these places where the guru isn't so qualified. He's not being used by the direct manifestation of Lord. Okay? If you're used by the direct manifestation of the transcendental potency, you're going to have uncommon Krishna conscious knowledge or God conscious knowledge. You're going to have uncommon ecstatic feelings. And you're going to have uncommon logic and understanding. See, all these things, that's Satchidananda in this world. See, that's the real manifestation of the Lord's transcendental potency in the world. That's how you connect with him, is through that medium. That's the real priest you're looking for. Not these guys in Radhakund who just show up there because they're looking at your pockets and they want to rip you off. Not the popes sitting over there, the pedophile popes. Not these gurus, and some of them are pedophiles, have been, and they still worshiping them. Not all of them, but some, they've been. I mean, haven't, isn't this been historically represented? Shows you, it's not good. I mean, not transcendental yet. Good ain't good enough here. Infinite potential becomes kinetic. Yeah, I couldn't understand without you. Yeah, I don't even know. This is a result of this relationship. Nobody knows. Brahma doesn't know without this relationship, man. It's all in relationship, man. This is what they don't know. It's not like studying, I'm Acharya Dave and I got a big PhD from school and I studied all these, watch me juggle these scriptures superficially and I'll impress you and you'll think I'm great soul and I can deliver and you'll go, oh Guru. No, it ain't about that. No. It's like St. Francis. Remember when he looked at he was in the church, the boring church, man, the empty church, everybody like this. They're all looking empty, completely empty. And he looks and he had some spirit and he looked. He said, no, I'm out of here, man. See you later. Are you ready to do that in ISKCON and all these other groups and all these boring ceremonies, empty ceremonies? I see it all the time. Empty dancing, empty, like pagan worship, man, worshiping stones. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. You want life in your worship? You want to feel the real Krishna and Radha? Are you ready for that? Or is this too mature for you? Is this too real? You want to go worship the dolls? Because that's what it is. People come here, they see the deity, man. I had the one lady, she came here and listened for 3 months, man. Then she went to the deity. She's pouring tears every day looking at those deities. Did that happen to you? Well, if you're into deity where you come here, you'll be like that. Whatever way you are, whether you're a chanter or you're a chanter, that's seeing the deity. If maybe you like to go and worship the deity like that, tears will pour out of your eyes, whatever way you want to worship the Lord. Are you ready for real? We do real here, man. You want to get mature? You want to learn? You want to really get a bhakti coach, man? I want to encourage you to move on beyond all these rituals and rules and what did Prabodhananda Saraswati? You ready to move past blind adherence to the rules and regulations of the Vedas? You want to feel God? You want to exude the true Lord to the world? You want to liberate people? You want to win their souls back to the Transcendental Lord in this life? Not all this many lifetime preaching. And I'm going to heap you a bunch of rules, but I can't take your burden. I can't take your karma. You're gonna just stay on a material way of worship with a lot of rules and regulations. Isn't Jesus say that? Didn't Jesus, faith in Jesus and his word, take your karma off and set you free? Don't you feel set free here, listening to these talks and hearing this and being part of this Sangha? Do you feel the freedom, anybody? In this, being free in these words, in this truth, in this ecstasy? Or you want to go back to the empty rituals and put the shackles of blind adherence like Nina and these other idiots do? Fools. That's all they are. It's foolish. Hey, man, you demonstrate your foolishness by doing shit like that. Leaving your real friends, man. Liberated souls. These are the high class persons here. Why? Because they want to worship the Transcendental Lord. They have experiences of the Transcendental Lord. And you don't want to be around such a family? Very foolish. Very, very, very foolish. Very dumb. And then we got people that are doubly dumb. They double down on dumbness to go and listen to them, and then they end up leaving too because they just get caught up in the mind. They're so weak to do that. Even people that have spiritual experiences. That's why you got to come here for a time, get very strong and very clear about the situation. Otherwise, Maya just captures you because you don't do what the guru says, right? You go outside, man. What is the real teaching, man? If you're in the real line, it's just like having Lakshman drawing the line around your bhakti that's weak and it's always been attacked and it always will be attacked. And it's weak because you haven't strengthened. And then you draw the line, stay in the inner circle here, and you'll get strong. Your bhakti will get stronger and stronger and stronger. Go outside of that circle, you might be captured by the hypocrites and liars, those who claim to be real Brahmins but aren't, or real gurus and aren't, or misunderstanding in your own mind. See? Stay in the circle. Stay around devotees, man. Isn't that the whole point? Didn't Prabhupada teach that? It's even more so important here because here, this is God's transcendental potency on this planet, and Maya is always attacking in this way and that way to keep it covered up. It takes a lot of spiritual strength and tenacity and commitment and dedication and experience to keep it going in this world. Look what happened after the Lord left. Look what happened. 500 dry years. Well, 300. Well, more or less 5, actually, because it started to really This is a miracle what's going on here, man. It really is. To see this, that's why it's so different. That's why they're all missing. Why are you showing this? You should be proud. All these little neophyte baby talk. That's all it is. Yeah, for real, free. Yeah, that video is great, man. Watch that video with when him and Rangaleka just awakening. I think he tagged us on it. It was really amazing. It was loud, it was really clear, words you can hear. It was loud. Yeah. Only because of him do the material universes temporarily manifested by the reaction of the 3 modes of nature appear factual. See, action and reactions of these modes. See, when you're really strong in God, you stay in Him. You stay in the source, man. You worship and you purify the world that way. The others are, they're just actions and reactions. The demons fight the demigods. They cause an action and a reaction. See, the demons, they're going around. They want to lie now. They lie and they cheat and they're deceptive. That's what they do. Okay, they're under that potency of the Maya. They want to control. See, so they're causing an action, right? And what happens? A reaction. The demigods go, "Oh, what are you doing? This is a lie." See, it causes all this action and reaction. Keeps the universe going. This stuff. So what do? We're meditating on the source. And try, dodging the bullets like the guy in the Matrix, the guy's, and you've become faster than the bullets, man. The Lord gives you speed, gives you intelligence. He gives you good feeling. Everybody else is, I'm so miserable. Oh, I've been locked down. Oh, I can't go to a restaurant. And you're like ecstatic. Oh, well, I don't know, man. I don't care about any of these things. Yeah. I just want to chant Hare Krishna and just relish my intimate relationship and feel good. More than good. Better than good. That's what I like, man. While I'm here, and then this is all temporary, man. And then I'm on my way. Do a little preaching here, and we're gone. Go somewhere else, somewhere more favorable for preaching. we'll stay here as long as it's favorable, and then go somewhere else. Right? It's the process. That's the program. Narada Muni does it. Yeah, you stay here, you're going to have a happy death. It says, who is it? Jagannath Mishra, the father of Lord Chaitanya, said he was on his deathbed. He said, "Hey, man, or no, he wasn't even on his deathbed. He was preaching. He says, a person who worships Krishna, I mean, really worships Krishna, even if you get a little bit of connection, but worshiping God, if you're worshiping God, you're going to have a happy death. Even if you're on it, look at Prabhupada. He was like, because of the sins of, probably all the work in his disciples, he even said, because of my bodies, because of that, and he's suffering and all. But was he really? I mean, he was still translating all the way up into the end, practically translating and all these things. It's amazing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free of the illusory representation of the material world, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free of the illusory energy. And that's basically, isn't that what we're doing here? We're meditating, even here in this world, on that transcendental Lord who is eternally free, and we stay free under that shelter. That's really the secret. People are meditating on his Maya, either on being a good person or a bad person. Good and bad, or ignorant. Really, it's all ignorance. Here we meditate on that's why the Bhagavatam is here, is to assist us in our meditation on the transcendental Lord and be more than happy. And eternally exist. We will exist eternally, even here. It's you can feel this every day, where it's an eternal affair. We never get bored. Have you seen any boredom here, coming together here and meditating on the transcendental Lord? No boredom will ever come. But have you ever been to a boring Bhagavatam class when you're ready to get out? This proof is in the pudding. This is transcendental. This is what the devotees do in the spiritual world. This is so enlivening to the soul. This is why I feel totally enlivened. I love meditating on the Lord and feeling, this mixing with God, man, and then coming and preaching and share the inclination to glorify the absolute truth. This eternal thing gets deeper, stronger, more. It's just more thick, more substantial, more, just goes on and on forever. The white lotus of good fortune, always benedictions after benedictions on all levels, Okay. Forever free of the illusory representations. Yeah. So you want to be forever free? Well, you got to starts here, right? You got to begin, and you cannot taste this stuff by speculations. By these gurus who speculate, you cannot taste this. You have to have a person that actually is a taster, tasting this, a non-speculator, man. They just relish the name of Krishna. They just relish these verses, man. And the Lord speaks to them, and they speak to the Lord. When they speak to you, they're speaking to the Lord, man. Lord is in you, isn't he? You're connected. You're a ray, man. Goes right through the ray into God. All right. So you can take your microphones off. Let's chant a little bit here together.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna. Hare
Hare
Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna.
Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Rama Rama
Krishna Krishna. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Krishna.
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna. Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Rama
Krishna Krishna. Hare 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 Rama.
Krishna.
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna.
Hare Rama Hare
Krishna Krishna
Rama
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna.
Krishna
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna
Rama Rama Hare
Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama
Krishna
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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna
Rama Rama
Rama Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Rama
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare.
Rama Rama Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama.
Rama
Krishna Krishna
Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama
Hare
Rama Rama Hare Krishna
Hare Rama Hare Rama.
Rama Hare Hare Krishna
Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare
Rama
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna. Hare
Rama
Krishna Hare 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 Rama
Hare.
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama
So River, read the next verse.
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1. I don't know which verse, Maharaj.
Canto 1, first chapter, and the second verse.
Second verse. Thank you, Lilita. Oh. Sorry, he's gone past it. Okay. Completely rejecting all religious activity. Completely rejecting all religious activities which are materially motivated. The Bhagavata Purana propounds the highest truth. Which is understandable by those devotees who are fully pure in heart. The highest truth is reality, distinguished from illusion. For the welfare of all, such truth uproots the threefold. The threefold misery. This beautiful Bhagavatam, compiled by the great sage Vayasudeva, in his maturity. Is sufficient in itself for God realization. Excuse me. What is the need of any other scripture? As soon as one attentively and submissively hears the message of the Bhagavatam by this culture of knowledge, by this culture of knowledge, the Supreme Lord is established within the heart. Do you want me to read the purport, Maharaj?
Nope. Yeah. So one attentively and submissively hears the message. See, of the Bhagavatam. See, attentively, submissively hears. Not really reads. You need to hear it from somebody who really hears that message. They've got that communication with God. See, established. Then it'll be established in you. See, because people need to get purified. Yeah. See, and so like the whole verse is just so perfect and so beautiful. It's so poetic. The whole thing, when you look at it, like completely rejecting all religious activities which are materially motivated. See, all religious activities can be rejected that are materially motivated. Even Brahman motive. Suffering, they turn to religion. It's motivation. What? See, this fourth goal of life, liberate. I just want to be saved, and I've been so miserable. I've just been enjoying in the world, and I've burnt out, man, and people have been cheating me. I'm just sick. Lord, please give me salvation. Save me, save me. He's still. That's not the message of the Bhagavatam. But still, I mean, okay, fine. The Lord will eventually, after many lifetimes, especially get the gurus like they got nowadays, get you closer. Okay? But if you can just do what it says in the last part of the verse, just attentively and submissively hear the message of the Bhagavatam, which is what? Pure devotional service. Not a bunch of rules and regulations. It's rejected here in my preaching here now. I reject that. Just like the Lord, whatever he did, I do. He says right there, you can read it, Prabhupada's Books. He rejects Varnashram Dharma. He said, reject this. I read it. Chapter, it's in that conversation with Ramananda. I reject that. Tell me something deeper. Tell me the real message, man. Tell me what is the book saying? Where is it all really going? What is the confidential message? What is the real message of Godhead? I really want to know. I want to know the truth. I want to be set free. The real message of the Bhagavatam is to hear from devotees this message, man. Get purified. Hear from the empowered devotee like a Shukadev. Got to have a Shukadev in some lifetime. And then won't be many lifetimes. How many lifetimes was it for Maharaj Parikshit? Was it many? 7 days. How about Bali Maharaj? Was he delivered in many lifetimes, or was it one maybe 10 minutes of accepting Vamanadev? How about the wives of the Brahmins? How fast did they get love of Godhead? Oh, very fast. They just went to and heard from the cowherd boys. Serve the cowherd boys. Was close to the cowherd boys. Close to liberated souls. Isn't that what it's all about? That's real sadhu sangha. Are you close to a liberated soul? That is the question. Are you hearing attentively and submissively from them? Because the result will be like that. Yes. But this culture of real knowledge, man, not speculations. You cannot understand the Lord through speculation. Real knowledge from an experienced devotee who experiences this relation, this transcendental relationship with the Lord. You listen up good. From this culture, the Lord will be established in your heart. Haven't we done that? Isn't that happening here? Yes, I am feeling it. Yeah. You didn't have this going to the Namhata, did you? We get the work done here, don't we, Freddie? We don't mess around here, right, Amy? Hey, this is worth cheering on. We get the work done. We get God's work done. This is what he wants, man. He wants people to have him established in their heart. And the harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. And we're going to get a few more here. That's our work here. Hold on to the devotee of a devotee. Well, don't hold on to the doties, because the ones doties, they tear very easily. Very thin material. These t-shirts are pretty thick, though. You know, I went to this guy. He says, "Hey, you'll like these t-shirts, man. They're thick. You hold on to these; they don't rip." Yeah. See, completely rejecting. Don't. So why people fault me? I can't help it, man. You gotta be the Bhagavatam, man. You gotta be the Bhav that you preach, man. You gotta be the Bhagavatam that you read. Completely rejecting. Completely rejecting. Don't go Hari doesn't elect it every day. Completely rejecting all materially motivated religiosity. People going doing it for the money, doing it for this reason, that reason, doing it to be temple president, doing it to be guru, doing it to be sannyasi, doing it for some pride, I want to be adored, I want to be important, I wanted this, I want to be loved, I want all this other stuff. They completely rejecting that kind of thing. See, and that's this this Bhagavad Purana propounds the highest truth, which is understandable by those devotees who are fully pure in heart. Why are they pure in heart, man? See? Tasting this name, see? and the ecstasy, you know, that ananda purifies the heart. That relationship purifies the heart. You understand? Oh, it's all about relating to God, this transcendental Lord that no one can see, no one can hear. Yeah, but I hear and I'm seeing, perceiving that Lord in my mind. See, in my mind, He's showing me these things. See, my mind His thoughts and my thoughts are mixing now. Look at His feelings and my feelings are mixing. See, this purifies the heart. If you don't worship like this, step aside, man, because you're not given the real Bhagavatam. It's only understood by those persons. What did Jesus Christ say? Same thing, didn't He? Blessed are the pure in heart, they shall see God. That means you pick up the Bhagavatam, you see in the Lord, man. He communicates with you through the Bhagavatam, through His name. Are you one of those? Can you prove it to the world that you chant the Lord's name in such a way that you are ecstatically, transcendentally situated and established in Satchitananda, the Ananda, the feelings of transcendental personality, and the Chit knowledge that just knocks the socks off of even Acharya Dev's classes? Can you prove that you have real deep knowledge like that? And deep understanding of the essence of the truth and what life is all about because of this communication with the true Lord, just like Lord Brahma did. Is knowledge imparted into your heart like Brahma? Can you say yes it is? Or are you like, oh, I would never comply, I would never compare well, if you can't compare yourself, step aside, man, because it has to be that way when you find the real guru, man, the real associate of the Lord, and to bring you to the spiritual level so the Lord is established in your heart, like in River and Lalita Ganga and Johan and others. Hey, man, this is no joke, even though we joke around a lot. So it is a joke. Actually, the Lord's always joking. Sometimes we have a serious mood too here. Not for very long. Because who likes seriousness, man? I like to play. Don't you? Okay, hold on to the tie-dye shirt. Yes. Yeah. So the highest truth is reality, distinguished from illusion, for the welfare of all. Isn't that what we do? Isn't that how we roll down the road of these sadhu sanghas? Highest truth distinguished from illusion. Reality, highest reality. What is that? Tasting devotional mellows, my friends. Tasting this name, showing and telling its glories, teaching its glories. Being the mouths of the revealed scriptures. Lord Chaitanya taught, he said in Chaitanya Charitamrita, One should hear the glories of the holy name from the mouths of the revealed scriptures. See? The mouths, the mouth. You think, oh, the mouth is just some allegory. No. From the mouth, that means devotee Bhagavat, man. You hear from the mouth of a real devotee, man. That's the mouth of the revealed scripture. They're the mouthpiece of those revealed scriptures. Because they're experienced devotees. They're experiencing the glories of this relish and this taste, these truths. See, those mouths, because people are reading, they still don't. Proof that these devotees don't know the glories is because they look over here and they misunderstand everything. That's proof you're not hearing from the mouths of the revealed scriptures. Yeah. If you did, you would listen to the mouths of the revealed scriptures here, because the scriptures are revealed here. The scriptures are in revelation here. We taste the scripture. We taste these revelations in the scriptures. They got to be tasted, not speculated on. Just taste the beauty, man, because you're in love with God. You have true love awakened for the Lord. Your soul is awakened, and your relationship with the transcendental Lord is awakened. Therefore, just because of love, you understand these things. Because of the Lord is your true life and soul, you understand these things, otherwise not. The transcendental Lord, not this Mayic Lord, not the speculation Lord in this world, the indirect manifestation Lord. That keeps you in this illusion. No, the transcendental Lord, the ecstatic Lord, the truthful Lord, the wonderful Lord. See, the one that nourishes your soul with truth, that's the prasad. Can you eat like that? Can you eat that food, soul food? Well, your soul needs to be awakened first. That's the work we do here. Otherwise, you're just a neophyte. If you're not like that, like I've just explained and shown and demonstrated, you're not the real guru. And how dare you to even think that you can instruct anybody here from some that you actually know more than what's known here? People, they're so neophyte. They won't even spend a week to really listen to see if God is really here. They won't even spend the week, and then they know something about Krishna consciousness. That is so neophyte, a bunch of babies, and they will die babies, because what are you going to do with babies who won't listen? They stay orphans. And because they're helpless in this material world, their gurus can't really help them much. They die orphans. People, you come here, you get a true father, man. Your heavenly father and mother you begin to experience, man. And you're protected by them. Not controlled by Maya, not controlled by false acharyas and false gurus. I'm here to get you married to God, man. So you're free in the Lord forever. It's not a guru trip here in that way. We're here to get you to trip out in the Lord forever. Trip on Him, and trip over the Maya. Just literally trip right over it, man. Yeah. So such truth, see, uproots the threefold misery. See, that's why, the real guru is going to speak the highest truth, distinguished from illusion. So it uproots these threefold misery. Things that have been making you miserable is what? Ignorance. Not knowing that, let me just be in association with ecstatic devotees like this. Let's just be around there. When you listen here you even do it sincerely for a week, you might get you over that hump, thinking, what have I been doing? Listening to people who have not even attained Krishna. They cannot even prove it. How stupid that is. That is a big attainment. That's a big uprooting of your miseries, because they can't do it with speculation. People's miseries are uprooted here because you're following the real path here. You're hearing about the real path. You're situated in the real path. You get experience of the truth of being on the right path, the one that leads you quickly into the kingdom of God. This is its style when you meet deliverance. What do you think it was for the early Christians? They were delivered in one life. In 3 years, they got the Holy Spirit and were delivered. That's the guru. This is the essence of the Guru Tattva. In some lifetime, you got to meet a Shukadev Goswami, one who is empowered by the true transcendental Lord, and you'll know it, man. You're around a person like this, there's nobody like that. Nobody speaks like them. Nobody feels like them. And all of a sudden, nobody feels like you, and nobody speaks like you either. That's the benediction you get by transcendental association. You tell a transcendental tree by its fruit. If it's really transcendental, there'll be some ecstatic devotees. That's why I say, hey, man, what about you guys? Are you producing any ecstatic devotees? We've already done quite a few here. What about you, Acharya Dave? How many ecstatic devotees have you produced to prove that you can bring your disciples to Goloka Vrindavan with that? Because they all have that kind of ecstasy that you see here. Increasing all the time, just like you see here. Deepening forever, like you see here. You guys already got a head start. Yeah, so where do you see that? So wherever you see that, that's where the real deliverance is, and you don't really see that anywhere, so I think it's only here. Hey, man, let's get logical. Let's get clear. I like clarity. What about you guys? Or do you like to hide in the shadows and the darkness like these demons? Isn't that what they do? Demons, they hide in the shadows. We're going to smoke you out, man. I want to hear your bullshit, man. I want to hear Acharya Dave come out and try to preach here. I want to hear what he has to say. I want to hear Radhanath, what he would have to say. Really, honestly. Wouldn't it be nice? It'd be a great show. Let's hear what you have to say. You say, and I'll say, and the devotees here will say, and let's see what comes of it. You know? Why not? Let the truth, man. I love truth, man. Truth is where it's at. Okay? Let's find out where the Maya is lodging itself. See, and uprooted, right? Isn't that what it's all? Didn't I just read a verse? This truth uproots the threefold misery. Let's get these miseries. Who the hell wants to live a miserable life? Are you Vaishnavas out there in any groups? Are you miserable? Are you not blissful every day? I mean, and how much bliss do you want? Do you chant like the devotees here chant? Can you relish Chaitanya Bhagavat, man, in ecstasy with tears in the eyes and the happiness that Lord Chaitanya and his devotees showed 550 years ago? Is that appealing to you? These questions you should ask yourself. Do you want to really know the Lord? Because they really knew the Lord. You want to be like them? Because you got to be like them. Otherwise, you don't really know the Lord very well. You just maybe know his name and you know the rituals that are the shadows of knowing God. The shadows. You just like shadows still? You like to be in the shadows, or you want to be in the light, man? You know? You ready to go through the purification that it takes to be in the light, to see your own bullshit, yeah, and let it go? These three things that are these misconceptions that have been keeping you miserable, these miseries in misery because you don't have real knowledge, full knowledge. You haven't heard from a real representative of the Transcendental Lord yet. Because they're the only ones who can uproot these threefold miseries. They're the only ones, their hearts are purified by this ecstatic worship. Without this kind of ecstatic worship, can you not see that your heart is not purified? Look at you guys. You came here with impure hearts, and look at your hearts now. Much more tidy, huh? See, people think Gohari's a lousy housekeeper. No, not really. Not where it really counts. Here, Janaki, where are you, man? Sell that thing, man. Get over here. The house is getting a mess. Yeah, threefold miseries, man. Yeah. This beautiful Bhagavatam, yeah. Can you see the beauty in it? That's the bottom line, doesn't it? Are you just going to boring Bhagavatam classes because you're supposed to? Because, that's what they say you're supposed to do? Or can you really taste the beauty of this Bhagavatam? Can you relish its verses? Can you, from your heart, do you want to I just got to glorify this. I got to shout the glories of the Lord. Shout it. Yeah, do you have that kind of voice, man? Booming voice, man. Wake people up in the morning like I do. Get them to complain. Shout the truth out so that people can open their deaf ears, man. Do real miracles. Get them to see the eye open their blind eye of devotion. It's been blinded by the material modes. Yeah. This beautiful Bhagavatam compiled by the great sage in his Vyasadeva, in his maturity. See, in the maturity. See, this is what you get from a lot of worship, especially on the ecstatic level, man. Your heart gets more and more pure. Your experience gets more and more deep. In the world, in the spiritual world, and in this world. Applying, integrating the scriptures in its maturity, then you become real guru, man. You might be a spiritual teacher before that, but then you become real guru. Then you write real literature, transcendental literature, or speak it. Like the Goswamis wrote it, and the Goswami preachers preached it. They didn't write many books. The Goswamis, they worked as a team. We work as a team with Prabhupada. That's why you see Prabhupada came to me and said, okay, now preach these books. I spent all this time writing them, so you preach the essence of them. Preach where this is all going, and show them that I didn't just write these books so that they can do Varnashram Dharma for zillions of lifetimes. Show them where it's going. I put it in my books. You show them that. You put their nose in the real book. Not from where I started, man. This 50 years in the future, man. A lot of integration, a lot of maturity, a lot of ecstatic worship, a lot of revelation and realization, a lot of personal experience. And then Prabhupada came and said, okay, now show them what's really in those books, where it's all going. Show them that this Bhagavatam isn't materially motivated, and it's not just about liberation from the modes of nature. It's not just about following the Varnashram managerial system while you're in this world, which are already breaking down anyway. What the good is this Varnashram Dharma now? You need some strong things, strong potency. You need the essence. You got to purify people's hearts, so that they can understand Srimad Bhagavatam. They can relish Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay? This is where the strength comes from, really. This one guy was saying, about like, hey man, he's preparing for these times, because he's getting stronger, and doing this and eating right and all these things. And then they had a little mention about spiritual thing, just a little mention about that. See? So, you're going to spend all your time or most of your time doing that? Well, you better also spend a lot of time in this soul food, man. Get this soul awake and get strong spiritually so you can see what the heck's going on here in this world. and the spiritual world, and start to live in spirit like liberated souls do. Isn't that what we teach you how to live on spirit, man? Awaken your spirit, awaken your soul, spirit, same thing. See? Get it so it can taste and live on soul food. Live on the name, get life from that. See, live on it means get life from it. You get life, get happiness from chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Get happiness from chanting these truths. Yeah. So, what is the need for any other scripture? There's really no need. But this is all icing, man. We got Chaitanya Charitamrita. Oh, this is beautiful. Even more deep, because it's a new revelation that the Bhagavatam didn't have that avatar. Did you? You hear any mention about Lord Chaitanya and his glories in the Bhagavatam? They didn't come out. And everybody, if you're a real devotee, you just love to know, well, let's learn about Lord Chaitanya. He's the recent incarnation. Let's see what he came to teach us. Because the Lord is always doing a new thing. He wouldn't be God if he wasn't. God is ever fresh, isn't he? Ever fresh. Look at this. Look at this. We even study Srimad Bhagavatam in relationship to him and his message. This is the knack real associates get. You see, at the Bhagavatam, you show it's how it's related to the deeper thing, the deeper truths, the deeper revelation that Lord Chaitanya brought to the world. Yeah. Okay, take your microphones off and let's chant a little bit. Or actually, you know what? River, read the next verse. Let's try that. Let's see how that works. Or actually, read some of the purport.
Okay.
See what Prabhupada has to say.
Religion includes 4 primary subjects, namely pious activities, economic development, satisfaction of the senses, and finally liberation from material bondage. In religious life.
See, even that, let's read that again, what it entails.
Okay. Namely, pious activities, economic development.
See, pious activity. This is what you see. You see these symptoms in religion, in all religions. You try to act in a pious way. They even talk about good karmas and all that stuff. Pious. What's the other one there?
The other one is economic development.
Yeah, economic development in religion is there. That's what also is part of it. How to have a good, what do you call a good livelihood that's pious. See, don't do things that are in the modes of passion and ignorance. Try to do a good livelihood. See, this is pious. Okay, go. What's the other one?
The other one is satisfaction of the senses.
Okay, and so now you eating prasadam, right? You offer food there, and you satisfy your sense because you're offering food. So you have this, you're developing some kind of relationship with God. Offering food, eating, satisfying. Oh, this is really satisfying my senses. Okay, all right. This is still religion. This is not Bhagavatam yet. See, the Bhagavatam is satisfying the senses of the Lord. See, this is tasting these inner, deeper truths on the level of relish, the real confidential message of the Bhagavatam. See, this gives you real satisfaction of not you thinking it's your senses. Well, a devotee, the real Bhagavatam is meant to be spoken by a person who satisfies the senses of the Lord and knows that. See? And when you do that, And that's when you start purifying people to come to that platform also. Otherwise, they're still on the platform of religion. That's why after 50 years, the best these gurus to do is to keep you on the religious platform. Go out there and worship the deity and offer a prasad and take the prasad. See? And you still don't know anything about satisfying the transcendental senses of the Lord. Bhagavatam started there. See? Matter of fact, Narada Muni said the reason why you are feeling unhappy, Veda Vyas. You're feeling unhappy because you're teaching superficial subject matters. You're not that literature that does not satisfy the transcendental senses of the Lord is considered useless. It doesn't really purify you, not really, not on the transcendental level. See, the Lord wants us to know that, to get through the baby stuff. Learn how to get to the real substance, the real message of the Bhagavatam. See? The confidential one, the one the acharyas usually hide, because people won't listen, or they don't listen, or they don't have the capacity. They have too many material motivations and desires. That's why the Lord Chaitanya basically chanted Hare Krishna, and he only spoke with scholars about these deep things. But look what we're doing here. We're speaking about these deep things. Shows you your position. You're like these scholars that he would speak to, and he would just chant Hare Krishna with others. Get them ready. Yeah. See, satisfying the transcendental sense of the Lord, and that's what Narada Muni taught. So that's the kind of messages we're giving here. Satisfying the transcendental senses of the Lord. Not our material senses. Oh yeah, that prasadam was good. Kind of like Kamalakanta is kind of like that, right? Every day, just give me prasadam. Sorry, Kamalakanta, it's time for your time. It's your time now. See, just give me the Bhima food, the Bhishma food. Where Bhima, you eat lots of prasadam with ghee on it. See, this is the next stage. Are you ready, Kamalakanta? Or anybody else? You ready for next stage of satisfying the transcendental sense of the Lord? The only way you have to go, you have to learn that from real devotees who do that. You have to see, oh wow, no, I didn't know this existed. Yeah, well, you have to see a devotee satisfying the transcendental sense of the Lord. When they preach, when they chant the name, you could see, wow, look at that happiness. You get to observe a role model for something you never see in this world. You never see any of these gurus like that. Not one. I've never seen one satisfying the transcendental sense of the Lord. When you're doing that, the what do you call the side benefit automatically is you become very ecstatic. Ananda awakens. See, from this relationship awakened. See, you got to hear from people like that. Otherwise, you stay on this Vaidhi level, and you become a Vaidhi guru, and you get Vaidhi disciples, and then you die on the Vaidhi level, and your disciples die, and you try again in the next life until you can learn these kinds of lessons of hearing the real Bhagavatam and get your senses purified fast so that you can relish and satisfy the transcendental sense of the Lord. He just wants to hear you chant these verses without speculations, and then he'll be happy, and so will you automatically. Transcendentally happy. Otherwise, it's not the real Bhagavatam. That's why I keep saying, preaching, nobody has really heard the Bhagavatam in ISKCON yet. They're hearing from people who haven't learned the knack of satisfying the transcendental senses of the Lord. It has to be somebody who is in their maturity, teaches you how to do that. By example, that, well, you can see this person is satisfying the Lord It's transcendental senses. Why? Because they look transcendental, man. They have transcendental experiences. They're liberated souls, liberated in ecstatic worship. They live in rapture and bliss and ecstasy. Oh, they're more logical and clear than anybody I've seen in this world. More, see, this is where it's going. Some devotees gain loads of weight by becoming devotee eating prasadam. Yeah. Replying to Lalita Ganga. Oh, I never believed in this. Fried food and sweets. Yeah. What can you expect? Yeah. Well, that's okay. It's like, this is why there's faults in that path. This is in a sense a faultless path. Why? Because it gets rid of the faults, because it's empowered by the transcendental Lord. It gets rid of the obstacles or the faults. You fall into obstacles, right? This removes the obstacles, removes the faults. Even though the devotee may externally look, oh, he's fat, he's skinny, or he's blind, he's crippled materially, physically, but still they get rid of faults in your worship. See? Purify, you get rid of the threefold miseries, the ignorance that's causing your miseries. Yeah. Go ahead. Now your turn, Lalita. Read a little bit. Thank you, River. Did good. Read some more of that purport. This is a fun little game here we're playing.
Just a minute, Guru Maharaj.
Isn't it funny? The summum bonum of the Bhagavatam is all the games Krishna played. Basically, it was all the jokes he did, all the games, all the fun he had in Vrindavan is the summum bonum of the Bhagavatam. And in that, if you hear them from the right perspective, from a devotee who is informed by the Lord, you see it is the most profound of everything. Go ahead, read on.
Okay, irreligious life is a barbarous condition. Indeed, sorry.
Yeah, so Prabhupada brought people from this barbarous condition to a religious life. Now that's pretty good. He got thousands, because look, we can't get thousands of people right away. Well, we got 8, 9 people live and maybe 30 or 40 watch afterwards. He got thousands because more people are more qualified for the rules, and they can structure. It's more this. They think, where's the structure, Gohari? Where's the structure? Well, can't you see the structure? The structure is hearing, chanting, remembering, hearing from a devotee. Then the structure organically starts to grow. No, I can't relate to that. That's too. I just give me a real, nuts and bolts thing. And that's all you get is a bunch of nuts and a bunch of bolts. Go ahead.
Yeah. Irreligious life is a barbarous condition. Indeed, human life begins when religion begins. Eating, sleeping, fearing, and mating are the four principles.
That's human life still. Okay?
Yeah.
We're going.
They even didn't have human life.
Yeah. Well, see, so he got people to be human. Okay. That's one good stage, huh? Now here we're taking the human. Now that you're sort of human, hopefully, we'll take you to the divine stage, because that's where it's going, man. Let's awaken your soul so that you're more than human, man. Let's make some Marvel superheroes here.
Here you can come as an animal and you make Superman.
We're here to make souped up men and women here. Soup you up, man. Make you Maseratis instead of broken down jalopies. Because it's still material religion. You got to hear the real Bhagavatam, man. When people get behind this and understand, man, hearing the real Bhagavatam is the greatest joy. To hear the the confidential truths and message of the Bhagavatam is not about being a rule follower and a Varnashram Dharma person. See, that's materially motivated stuff. Okay, you did that. Prabhupada brought you to the level of religion. Okay, now you want divine knowledge. See, divine experience. You want your soul to be awakened, and you want to put that soul in God, so it's in you, and you're in Him, and He's in you, and she's in you, and you're he, she, and them. See? And now you got real life. Otherwise, you're not quite alive yet. You know, you're just in the Lord, like He says in Bhagavad Gita. All the universes are in me, but I'm not in them. That's human or animal or a microbe or tree, but it's not divine yet. Can you imagine? Look what we're doing here. That's why it takes a while for people to wrap their head around this preaching, man, because this is making divine beings. Literally, you people look at you. They right now they think because they're a bit nuts. They don't know what is real and what is substantial, what is life. This is life, life in the spirit, man. Life from the spirit. Otherwise, you got no life yet. You're just human. The human is not really quite alive yet. You're just human. Human is, I still identify with my body, my material emotions. You know, I see this in movies and TV stuff. Not TV, what do they call these? Video, TV, these things. Everybody's still identifying as a body or material emotions, and the whole thing is based on material emotions and material body. What is our Sadhu Sangha program is based on the spirit, based on the spiritual awakening, spiritual body, and based on the spirit of the Lord, which is true experience of God without speculation. Okay? This is our program here. That's why people can't see us. They look over here, they misunderstand everything because we're living in spirit, and spirit is living in us. But don't you worry, we're going to get everything here because the truth is here, man. The truth comes to save the day, right? Isn't that what truth does? Yes, Satchidananda is the only real savior in this world. Yeah. If something more than what we have comes, hey, this is enough to save souls, isn't it? Saved your souls. Saved my soul. You know, if something more comes, it'll be the surprise of God. Don't you like surprises, Lolita? Isn't it nice to have surprises every day? Who knows? It's like it was a surprise when the Lord Chaitanya came.
When you came as well.
You know, Advaita was liberating people even before that. There's a whole book about him liberating people. Madhavinda Puri was also. And the surprise was Lord Chaitanya. This is the same thing. We're liberating people. People, you're getting more than liberation here. You're going into devotional mellows. You're getting life of the spirit by being in the supreme spirit. See? And everything else is icing. Who knows what'll come? Maybe the Lord will come, like he did, but who knows? He's independent. No Vedas can tell him what to do and what not to do. It's like people, you Vaidis out there, you think you can come here and tell me to do or what not to do? Are you kidding? You are really a small fry. They think, can you imagine, Lolita? They come here and think, Gaur, you should chant privately. You should do it this way. You should do it that way. I have no idea.
And Lord Chaitanya then?
Did
he have to do it privately?
Yeah. See, they don't understand like that. It's too deep for them. Because they'd have to come here and get purified first. So they stay in their misconceptions. They want to see it's control thing. They want to control. You should do it. How should I do it? I don't even know how I'm going to do it. I just show up here and I start worshiping the Lord. And then it's just done. I don't know. I don't come here to control that way. They have to be under the control of my mind, or I got to control this here because I'm feeling uncomfortable, because this is not the way I envisioned it, or my guru is, and society of ISKCON has envisioned or reimagined Prabhupada's books, just like these New World Order people. They're already reimagining Prabhupada's books. I already saw how they did that. I was going to make a video about that. The guy quoted a verse, and they took something very, they said one after many, here's the essence of it. So Prabhupada says, in his version, after many, many lifetimes, one in knowledge surrenders to me. They took that in knowledge out. It says now, after many, many lifetimes, one surrenders to Krishna. In other words, and I'll tell you the material motivation of that. It's just they don't want you to have the knowledge. You don't want you to be in knowledge. That's why I tell you, I don't want any blind believers. I want you to be in knowledge. I want you to hear here and compare it to the bullshit you hear out there, or see if it
control you.
When you're in knowledge, I want you to be in knowledge to say surrender to these words here. I'm surrendered to them, and I'm here to just to present this to you so that you're in knowledge. You can go and you can compare it with these other gurus. I'm not telling you don't go, just go and compare it, and then see, so then you surrender in knowledge. I also did this. I mean, I'm surrendering here that this is the greatest conception of the absolute truth, not just Jesus, and then reject Krishna. That's what I was doing. I tried that. No, that ain't it. That's not true. No, be in the Lord, in Lord Krishna and Radha, the devotion, their conceptions, and they're in me, and then Jesus comes along with it. His preaching comes out when it's necessary. That's what I've long hated about Kali Yuga. Everybody wants to give advice. People who don't know, they're asked from a hole in the ground, want to teach even the teacher. Yeah, that's the beginners. They can't, they misunderstand. They think they're more advanced than advanced devotees. That's called neophyte.
Oh, yeah.
They can't tell. You come here, you learn to tell. Well, what is an advanced devotee, and what is a neophyte? What is a madhyam? What is a middle devotee? You learn everything here. It's empowered here to do that. But the neophytes, they cannot ascertain these things. So
some come here to teach. They just come here to teach.
They want to try. Yeah, they don't last very long. Or they want to go out as a teacher. See, like with Meena and these Christinas and Mahavirs. They want to. They go and they want to be teachers. But that's. I look at that. You want to go? What do you teach? You're teaching people to go outside of sadhu sangha, go outside of the spiritual family. Those who are in spirit, and you're a Vaishnava. You don't know how rare it is. What kind of teaching are you given? Your teaching is kind of dumb, stupid. You're not an example. Yeah, you're not.
Devotees against you. Warning the devotees against you.
Yeah, you see, warning, he's a fool and all that stuff. So not only do you not really teach the real thing, which is stay in sadhu sangha. Don't I teach that? Don't I share? Stay in sadhu sangha. Stay with devotees who relish ecstatic worship. And they teaching something else, so that teaching ain't good. It's just logical. And then if they get into that, which they usually do, they start teaching against the real devotees, and that's called Vaishnava Aparad. And they teach Vaishnava Aparad. There you go. What a great teaching you guys got. I think, see, you're dumb and dumber. See? But actually, that's their path. They go in there, they stumble over the Vaishnava Aparad, and they get punished, and then they learn. You watch, they'll all learn. Maybe in this life or another one. They will definitely learn. Shamananda, there was a guy who did that with him. He was it Srinivas, or I think it was Srinivas, yeah. One of those two. They were both pure devotees. this was after the departure of the Lord. He's preaching, and the guy comes up, blasphemer, blasphemes. And immediately the guy started to die, and he was on his deathbed. And so Srinivas, or let's say Srinivas, came up to him and said, "Oh, okay, well, you're going to die because of your offenses, but you're going to, in your next life, you're going to come and take initiation from a pure devotee, and then it'll be free, just because you made this contact. You stumbled, and you get punished, but you're going to, that's devotees. You got to understand, the Lord and the Lord's devotees do nothing but benedict this world. Whether your stumbling block, you stumble over them. Literally, they stumble, isn't it? They stumble over, fall on their face. Eventually, that's their obeisance. They're forced to give the obeisance. They fall on their face, stumble, forced to. They can't help it. So anyway, but quickly, they will be also understand their fault. Prabhupada even said sometimes devotees, they come back because of the offense, Vaishnava aparad, and then they rectify it. Go ahead there, Lalita.
Okay. So, these are common both to animals and to human beings. Or eating, sleeping, fearing, and mating are the 4 principles of animal life. These are common both.
Isn't that interesting? They're trying to regress people in this world now. That's why it's not a very nice place here now. They regress them to animal life. Eating, fearing, mating, fearing, especially fearing. They want that one. Especially fearing. Regress people to an animal. So, see, humans have a God-given right to think and to analyze, because we got the brain. See, they've been dumbing that down more. So the Maya is very strong at this time. And dumbing that down, getting you into fear and anxiety to get more control, like an animal, animals, you control them, you put them in a barn. They want to do this to people, put them in cages, control them to that extent. This is very demoniac, actually. That's what's happening. It's very demoniac. And they get them into fear and it's very depressing for a human being to be like that. But there's a guy who went to North Korea, and he said, one thing about North Korea, it's very depressing because there's nothing but fear, control, like they're looking over everything, no privacy. You just control, manipulation. So that's animal life. They want to regress. This Maya is regressing people down, trying to do that, if you believe in that. See, we don't. See, we're believing in the unlimited Lord with unlimited bliss, unlimited knowledge, unlimited freedom in that sense. See, so we're not, our bodies may be subjected to that, but we have a spiritual body awakened. See, that's priority. Don't fear those who can kill the body. Fear those who can cut you off from God. Okay, go ahead.
So, eating, sleeping, fearing, and mating are the 4 principles of animal life. And these are coming both to animals and to human beings. But religion is the extra function of the human being. Without religion, human being is no better than animal life. And therefore...
and so religion, even religion, see, there's a God in religion.
Yeah, of course.
See, this gives some strength. But you see, it's not quite strong enough. Look, the modes of passion and ignorance is overwhelming this. Religious people, see, they get into action and reaction. They get a little bit overwhelmed, literally, because it's so, it's very strong, the passion and ignorance to control, and they don't have enough power in God. See, you need the pure Bhagavatam. You need pure chanting, really this taste to overcome this. This is why this had to be a lot of chant. I had chant in ecstasy for a long time, and this taste, this relationship developing to have this, to kind of be like a guru in this sense here, to keep this together, to where people are ecstatic and growing in their ecstasy, growing in their understanding. Okay? So Maya is always attacking, especially now. Look at the poor, the weaker Christians and the weaker Vaishnavas being overwhelmed, taking the poison in their bodies like with abandon, lining up for it. Well, this is part of our. See, it's not strong enough to see how the demons are tricking them and deceiving them. See, the Bible already predicted this. There will be strong deception placed on the population. See, and only the real deeper devotees or the Lord who gives them the intelligence will be able to see it. I notice people that are not really necessarily like devotees of the Lord, they get the vision too. So they can see to an extent.
Therefore, in human societies, there is some form of religion which aims at self-realization and which makes reference to man's eternal relationship with God.
Yeah, you see, they were talking about that's religion. It makes some reference, but it's still not really the Bhagavatam yet.
No. In the lower stages of human civilization, there is always competition to lord it over the material nature, or, in other words, there is a continuous rivalry to satisfy the senses. Driven by such consciousness, man turns to religion. He thus performs pious activities or religious functions in order to gain something material.
So Prabhupada really analyzes this stuff down. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if such material gains are obtainable in other ways, then so-called religion is neglected. This is the situation in modern civilization.
Yeah, and isn't that what they're really doing it on steroids now? They don't think we don't need God. We can attain what we want through technology. Yeah. we don't need to satisfy even the demigods. We can control the weather. We can make it rain or make it sunshiny. That's what they do now. So they want to do it. This is and all kinds of stuff. We don't need God anymore. We don't even need the copulation, the natural copulation between man and woman. We can make test tube babies and stuff. See, all kinds of, they think we don't need the God. We don't need God worship. We don't need demigod. This is where the demons have gotten this. They're so bold and emboldened. It's part of the Leela of God. Yeah. I think we're, sorry, go ahead. What?
No,
Yeah. Yeah. I think, let's stop here for a while. I'll rest my voice a little bit. You can.
Yeah.
Then it's 7 o'clock here. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much for coming, everybody, and we'll be back. And maybe somebody, if you guys want to go live, you can do it.
You need to go for a test in my nose.
Oh, you got to go for that. And ask them if they can only put it midway. They do it midway.
Yeah, but I have salt water physiologic serum.
Oh, yeah.
Always cleaned immediately, but I'm still not sure that they will give me one. It's for 14 days I tried to get one. They don't want to give it. So now I go to the airport and I'm just standing there until they give me one.
Oh, they will do it at the airport. Huh?
Yeah, we have a little airport here in Ostende. I go there.
Oh, okay. They do it right there at the airport. Huh?
They did it with Balaram. He did it like that.
Oh,
he had the same problem here.
They're getting so many tests, right? People, they just all in fear. They can't wait to line up for their friggin' stupid test.
But they want They are angry. You don't have this, and that's why they don't give me that.
Oh, I see.
That's the reason. I went to so many centers. I'm all day, every day I'm busy trying to find a solution. Nobody wants to help me, even not my doctor.
Give a solution to what? What's
To find, to get an appointment to have this.
oh.
They don't want to give the appointment.
They don't. Why? They want you to get this
Yeah.
instead. Oh, you get this instead, and
You should have taken that.
but then you still have to get the test to go on the airplane, right?
Yeah. But
Oh, they think you should have. Oh, they want to punish you for that.
oh yeah. It's a struggle. It's a struggle.
So, would you say like 90% of the people have gotten that? Are there people holding out?
97 here in Austin.
97%.
Yeah, it's on a
You're gonna have a pretty empty country. You know, it's gonna be a lot of room there soon.
It's on a big screen in the city with lights on it. 97%.
Oh yeah, you'll be there alone. You know, they have these movies.
Bullshit.
Yeah. You know, they have these movies where there's one man alone in the whole cities. They have a lot of these because I think they're.
Yeah.
You notice a lot of these movies come out only one person out of, and so maybe there's others, but they're very few. So there's like a predictive programming stuff they're doing. You know,
And they're
you
going
have
to
a bit of
force
room
you
in
to
there.
take it because there are manifestations of groups who are manifesting in the streets because they want to force us to take it.
Well, at least you can get on a plane still without doing that.
Yeah, until now, yeah. So I will be better in Turkey.
Yeah. You might have to end up staying
They are
there.
slower in everything there.
That's what I was thinking about Mexico too. A little slower here because it's more poor. Their technology is not so up.
Yeah. Same in
In
Turkey.
America, in Europe and America, they got it really down, and they can do these things fast.
Yeah.
Right on the computers to get at everything.
And Turkey is
Turkey's slower. Yeah.
More helping each other and I don't find the word corrupt when you have to go through a post where soldiers, when you can give them some money, they let you come even without this, and those kind of things doesn't exist here.
Yeah, you might even be able to get these cards. Keep your eye open for that. Okay, Hare Krishna. I'll see you guys in a little bit.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Lilita. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you soon, huh? Thank you, Evo, and Soma Sundari, and Freddie, and Tuka. Tuka, you come in regularly. That's nice. Early, too. Govinda.
Hi.
So is Karuna there?
One moment. He's not speaking. I don't know if he is or not. I don't know.
Oh, he's
but
not.
if he's not, he does listen to you on and off.